Welcome students for this lecture 38 on series compensation using dynamic voltage restorer. So last time we discussed some aspects of the DVR, its schematic and its circuit configuration, what are different components that are used to realize the DVR circuit, the DVR compensated system, and also we have considered the basic equation and some schemes of compensation where we have taken some special cases like if the resistance of feeder is 0 or if the load is purely reactive. We also have set up the conditions for the compensation. For example, do we want Vf is equal to Bl is equal to Bs or simply Bl magnitude Rms equal to Bs. Okay, so we also have found that this condition is more strict to realize because there are two conditions. One is the magnitude and another is the phase angle. And in this condition, there is only magnitude condition. So actually phase is not the requisite condition for load voltage to be controlled. Okay. What is required is basically nominal voltage at the load bus. Magnitude is enough to be met. So today we will explore some more possibilities of this compensation scheme and see that what are the conditions, what are the constants, up to what limit we can realize to compensate the voltage without using the support of the active power. Now this same diagram, this is the most fundamental diagram. We always refer this, you can see. So this is the source voltage plus and minus, and then we have a RS and J axis, the feeder impedance here, okay, and then there is a terminal bus Bt, then there is a DVR voltage which is compensated, which is injected here, minus plus polarity has been taken, and this is the load bus Bl, and the current flows from source to the load in this direction in a loop. This is It, which is same as Is or same as IL. Okay, and for this simple circuit, this is the Kirchhoff voltage law, that the total voltage rise equal to total voltage drop, and therefore the Bs and Bf, which is basically voltage rise, because the polarity of Vf is taken as same as the polarity of Bs. So Bs plus Bf is equal to Bl, this drop plus minus and drop across this and this each component. So Rs plus Jxs into Is. Okay. So this is the fundamental equation. We will always use this equation for any derivation. So when you start for any derivation or any expression, this is the beginning point. Alright, so this Bl equal to Bl, and we can divide those terms, we can split those terms. So this is Rs into Is plus Jxs into Is, and we have brought this Vf on this side. So this has been brought on this side, become minus Pf. Okay. Again, we will leave the in-phase component of Is because it involves the active power, and the remaining quadrature component is coupled with the Vf. To emphasize the fact that Vf has to be along the locus of J axis Is, along the path of or the phasor of J axis Is, to ensure that no active power is drawn for its operation. Okay. Now this equation is graphically interpreted in the following section. So graphical interpretation involves actually this diagram. Now in this diagram we first draw Bl, which is 1.0 per unit. Suppose we want Bl as 1.0 per unit. So this is actually Bl. Okay. So our requirement is that after compensation, the voltage across the load must be 1.0 per unit. We can also take as a reference phasor, it's not a problem. Actually we want Bl as 1.0. Okay. But if we take as a reference phasor, the angle will be 0. So this is the BL. This line is BL. Now as you can see that BL plus drop across the resistance and drop across the reactance makes BS. So if there is no compensation, if there is no DVR, then this BL plus IS or I into R, this is I into R because this current is I. Okay, I is here, this is the I, you can see. This is the I. So this angle is phi. Therefore, I into R will be along the line, along the phasor of I. So this is IS into RS. This is IS into RS. Okay. Then plus J access into IS. So this is plus J access into IS. If we join them together, so this and then J access into IS will be equal to actually BS dash, BS. If there is no compensation, let us call BS dash. If there is no compensation, then this angle is called delta, the angle between the BS and BR. But we do not want BS more than 1.0 per unit. We want BS to be same as BL. Therefore, we have to compensate. So we will add BF, this BF, along the locus of J access IS. So this is the locus. This line is the locus because this line represents J access IS. Why? Because this is perpendicular to I. You can see this angle is perpendicular. This is the line of I and this is the line of J axis. So BF moves along the J axis IS line. You can see this is the locus of BF. Correct? So we have to move from this point till we get intersection with this circle of BL radius or 1.0 radius. If BL is 1.0 per unit, then I will draw the circle of 1.0 radius. So this is the circle of 1.0 radius. Okay. So this is the circle of 1.0 radius here. Okay, and we can see that if we don't want this BS dash to be different from BL, then I have to move from here to here till I intersect the circle of unity radius at this point, or I will extend further. Then I see this also intersects one more point, that is basically B. So this addition of voltage from DVR, if I move along the path of J axis IS, it intersects at 2 points, A point and B point. So these A point and B points represent the solution of the DVR voltage. Okay, suppose the solution is A and solution is B. So which one we will prefer? We will prefer A solution because it is requiring less value of BF. If I use B point, I have to add so much of BF from here to here. But if I use point A, then I will only use BF from this point to this point. So A is more feasible point than B. Therefore, the correct solution is A. So now the new value of BS will be A, OA. So this is new value of BS, this line. Okay, this is the new value of BS. But you may say, but BS lacks BL. Bs having negative sign Bl, then how power can flow from Bs to Bl? Then answer is Vf, because the effective source is actually Bs plus Bf. So although individually Bs has negative angle, but the total angle, if you see, not this way, but you have to add them on phasor basis, then you find Bs dash. So if I say, let us say, the new value of Bs is nothing but Bs old value plus Bf, then this voltage has the angle which is positive. So individually this may have negative angle, but the total voltage of Vf plus Bs plus Bf will have positive angle. So power still flows from source to the load. We will discuss this in more when we take example of this. Okay, so we were talking about that there are three conditions based on the value of I into Rs, this line. So what is IRS? ISRS is nothing but the resistive drop across the feeder. This is an important parameter. Okay, so if you look it from this point of view, then we will compare this IRS, which is nothing but C to D. The value of IRS is nothing but the distance C to D. Okay, and this distance is being compared with the critical case or critical value of IRS, which is this point here. Okay, and if I take this value of IRS, suppose R is quite big, then it may go to this point. Then I again draw the line perpendicular to this, then it touch at the point D1. D1 is here. Okay, so D1 is the limiting point, and after D1 there is a point D2 for the case when IRS is greater than CD1. So we compare the value of IRS, the resistive feeder drop, with CD1, or you can say the D1 point, because D1 point is the limiting point where it intersects, the locus of BF intersects only at one point. So based on that, the three conditions have been considered. Number one, when RS into IS is less than CD1. Okay, so for this case we can see that the locus of BF drawn perpendicular to ISRS or drawn along the line of JXSIS intersects the circle of radius BL at 2 points always. It could be this point, it could be here, it could be this line, depending upon the, it could be this line also. We can put this at this point, it may intersect here also. Okay, for example, it may intersect from this point to this point. That is possible because the value is less than CD1. So this point here, this one, and this point, or it could be here. Okay, so the point is that there are two solutions if CD or RSIS is less than CD1, this condition, and therefore there are two solutions. These solutions are A and B, and solution A is more feasible because the value of BF relies to compensate is less than the value for B. Then there is a second condition called limiting condition when IS RS or RS into IS or simply RS into I is equal to CD is greater than CD1. This is the second point. Actually it should be third point, but it doesn't matter. So then we take this region, the region where this region For this reason, you see that ISR equal to CD is greater than CD1. So you see, for this reason, the locus of BF does not intersect the circle, and hence it does not represent any solution. It basically means that no solution exists for this, and hence we cannot realize this scheme. dVr cannot compensate the voltage BL is equal to BS without the active power support. This is important. I am saying this is not possible without active power support. If you supply the active power, it will compensate. But without support of active power, this scheme will not work unless we give support for the active power. Hence, it is not possible to meet VL is equal to BS for this. Okay. Third condition is the limiting case we have taken, and in this case we have taken that RS into IS or R into I equal to CD1. And there is a case when there is only one solution, because it is the touching point of the circle. As you can see, the D1 is just a limiting point. There is only one solution, and that is D1. So for that, only one solution exists, and this is the limiting point. After that, solution won't exist. So these 3 points are the conditions which are there when you realize the dVr compensation. Now this is graphical representation. Is there any way to form a mathematical formulation and say that they correspond to solving the value of BF? When we implement the dVr, we have to find what is the value of BF that need to be compensated. So we have to find the exact value. Okay. So for that, we will go for the mathematical formulation. But before that, we will also understand that what is the meaning of this parameter IS into RS, CD1. So again, I am putting this figure here, okay, and you can see that this CD value is nothing but OD minus OC. The value of CD is nothing but OD, so this O and this D. So this is the concept that ISRS, the feeder drop, which is equal to CD, this one C2D, must be less or equal to OD1, this minus OC, that is CD1. And CD1 is what? 1.0, this is BL, because this is the radius of circle of the circle of radius BL. So therefore this is BL minus BL cos phi L, this value OC. So this is BL cos phi L minus here, and this is BL cos phi L, and this is BL, which is OD1, equal to BL 1 minus cos phi L. Therefore, to have a solution for VF, the ISRS must be less than BL into 1 minus cos phi L, and therefore RS must be less than BL 1 minus cos phi L by I or IS, or you can say I is less than B 1 minus cos phi L by RS. Either way is true. Okay. Now once we know this nature of the compensation, we can see what is the meaning of this. Let us say the feeder resistance is 0.04, 0.1 and 0.4. Then we will find the I is less than 25 into BL 1 minus cos phi L for RS is equal to 0.04, and I is less than 10 into BL 1 minus cos phi L for RS is equal to 0.1, and I is less than 2.5 BL 1 minus cos phi L for RS is equal to 0.4. These values of I's are plotted in this figure, as you can see from here. Okay. In this figure, on the x-axis we have a phase angle phi L. As you can see that in the phase angle we have a cos phi L. So cos phi L is symmetric about plus phi L and minus phi L. So it doesn't matter, alright, because cos phi L is same as cos minus phi L. So you can see the curve is symmetrical around the angle 0. So this is plus 20, this is minus 20, this is plus 40, this is minus 40, this is plus 60, this is minus 60, and angle is and the curve is symmetrical around this point. It is because of this property. And then we plot the magnitude for current. So you can see for less value of Rs, which is 0.04, it means the field resistance is very small, which is ideal condition. The curve is quite sharp. Okay, you can see from this point to this point. And for 0.01, it is less sharp, it is more flat. And for 0.4, it is very much flat. Okay. Now, what it tells to us? It tells to us that if the value of R is high, then the current capacity to be compensated is less. For example, if we take this value of line at this angle, that is if phi is equal to minus 60 degree, phi L, then the value of current to be compensated can be 2. This is for more than 4. This could be like 12. For the same capacity of dBr compensation. It basically means that if I have a more resistance, then if I compensate the voltage, that can be for less value of current. So the current that flows in the circuit will be less. If the current is more, the scheme will not be properly compensated because I into Rs becomes more. As you have seen, it is a basically product I into Rs, which must be less than something. So whether I or R doesn't matter. If R is more, I has to be less. You cannot have a more current. If I is more, the resistance has to be less. Okay, so this is about the values of the current to be compensated, the current to be taken care of, or the resistance, field resistance, and its value has to be within some limits. Now, these three conditions which I have described earlier, that limiting case and where there is no solution and where there are two solutions, can also be mathematically formulated. Okay. But I have one question for you in this curve. Which is the most preferable curve? The one which is most sharp. Why? Because for this resistance, I can take care of more current while compensating the dBr voltage. The more current can be considered during the compensation. And it has been possible because the value of R is less. Therefore, I into R is less. This is the least desired characteristic. This is the most desired characteristic of the compensation. Okay, because this allows me more current to be taken care of while I am injecting the voltage. Now, you may ask question that can we have mathematical formulation for the same? The answer is yes. We write the same equation. As you can see, Bs plus Bf equal to Bl plus Rs plus Jxs into Is. This is the feeder drop and this is the load drop, load voltage. Now let us write this feeder drop as Rs plus Jxs into Is as A2 plus JB2. Okay, just for sake of convenience, it has a real part, it has an imaginary part. So what is A2? Rs into Is phasor, and what is B2? Jxs into Is phasor. Then the Bs becomes Bl plus A2 plus JB2 minus Bf. We have taken Bf on this side. Now let BS be A1 plus B1, angle of BF, because we have to solve for BF, am I correct? And when we solve for BF, it has two things. One is the magnitude and second is the angle, phi f. So what is phi f? The angle of BF. Phi f is the angle of BF. So what must be the angle of BF? Any guess? The angle of BF must be 90 degree to the current flow. Why it is so? Because that will ensure that no active power is drawn by the compensator. So therefore, the angle of BF must be equal to angle of IS plus minus or anything you want 90 degree. In this particular case, we have taken the polarity minus to plus as a voltage source. So here it must be plus 90. If you take the opposite polarity, it will become minus 90. Okay, so that depends. This must be the angle of BF. And this we have denoted as A1 plus JB1. Obviously, this is nothing but cosine of angle of IS plus 90 degree and plus J sine of angle of IS plus 90 degree. Okay, that means that this is the A1 and this is B1. And this also has a property that A1 is square plus B1 is square will be equal to 1, because this is simply a angle exponential of j theta. So this is 1. Any sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Okay, so with these details we will expand this term. So as you can see, let BS be, this is BF as I said previously, and this is BS, let BS be BS magnitude angle of delta, and let BL be 1.0 per unit. We can also take it as a reference phasor, not necessary, but we can take it, is equal to BL plus A2B2, this is JXS plus RS into IS, and minus BF magnitude and angle of BF. This is angle of BF, okay, remember, this is angle of BF. So again, we simplify this. So BS angle delta becomes BL plus A2. We collect the real and imaginary coefficients. So A2 will join with BL because this is the reference phasor. So BL plus A2 and minus A1 BF. So this will come from this real component, and plus J B2. This is this component minus B1F. This is the next BF component. So this is the real part total. This is the imaginary part total. And this side we have a also real imaginary part in terms of this sine and cos theta. So BS angle of delta can be written as BS cos delta plus J BS sine delta equal to this real part and this imaginary part. So if they are equal, then the real part must be equal to the real part and the imaginary part must be equal to the imaginary part. That is fine. But we will solve for the VF. Therefore, we will square and sum them. So if we square and sum these two terms, we will get BS square, because sine square theta plus cos square theta becomes 1. Okay, so this is BS square equal to BL plus A2 minus A1 F square. The whole thing is square. The whole thing is square becomes BL plus A2 square. We will join A2 with BL plus A1 square and BF square minus 2 BL plus A2 into A1 into BF. This is the square of this term. Then square of this becomes B2 square plus B1 BF square minus 2 B1 B2 BF. Equal to 0 will not come here because already equal sign is the other side. Now we arrange these terms in the power of BF. Okay, we arrange this term in the power of BF. BF square, BF1 and BF0, that is the constant term. Then we will get BF square. If you see this term, A1 square B1 square plus B1 square BF square, it becomes BF square because A1 square plus B1 square is 1. Okay, so these two terms become simply BF square, this term. And then remaining terms are the coefficient of BF and the constant term. So coefficient of B1 BF is this and this. So minus 2 is common. Minus 2 is common here. This is minus 2. And then we have BL plus A2 into A1, this term. And then minus B1 B2. Now since minus is common, it must be plus B1 B2. Am I correct? It must be plus B1 B2. This should be plus B1 B2. Because I have taken common minus here. So this is plus B1 B2. Then plus BL plus A2 square, this term. Minus 2B1 B2, this term. This will not come here actually. This wrongly has come. Minus BS square. So it will come as minus B plus B2 square. B2 square is here, so this is plus B2 square minus BS square equal to 0. Correct? Now when BL equal to BS, to achieve this condition, let us say we are in per unit system. So in per unit system, this is 1.0. And hence if we apply this, then we will get this equation, because BS is also 1 and BL is also 1, this is also 1, and therefore the equation becomes BF square minus 2 into 1 plus A2 into A1 plus B1 B2 here, plus 1 plus A2 square plus B2 square minus 1 equal to 0. This is perfect quadratic equation in BF. Okay, and we can solve this equation in terms of the BF. Let us say 1 plus A2 is A2 dash, to simplify it further. So 1 plus A2 is equal to A2 dash, and let us say B2 is also equal to B2 dash for the sake of completeness. Okay, so this term becomes A2 dash, this term becomes B2 dash, and in that case the equation becomes BF square minus 2A1 A2 dash minus B1 B2 dash into BF plus A2 dash square plus B2 dash square minus 1 equal to 0. But remember that BL need not to be always a reference phasor. If BL is not a reference phasor, what will be the nature of this equation? Okay, if BL is not the reference phasor, then let us say BL has angle of delta 1. Okay, so let us say BL has an angle of delta 1. What is happening? Explore here. So this can be written as real part and imaginary part. So BL cos delta 1 plus J BL sin delta 1. Am I correct? In that case, we again rewrite that equation, the first equation, that BS is equal to BL angle of delta 1, the voltage across the load, plus drop across the feeder A2 plus JB2 minus BF angle of VF. Again we collect the real and imaginary coefficient. So this becomes BL delta 1 plus J BL sin delta 1. So J will come with the here, this term, JL BL sin delta 1 plus B2 minus B1 BF. and this becomes A2 here, real part, and minus A1 BF is the real part from this side. So this is the real part here, there's another real part here, the one real part is here, imaginary part goes here, this is imaginary part B2 goes here, and this imaginary part goes here. So this whole become the real part now, that become the imaginary part. Now we will have some simplification here. We will say let BL cos delta 1 plus A2 is A2 dash, and BL sin delta plus B2, let it be B2 dash. Okay, earlier it was like this, 1 plus A2 is equal to A2 dash, and B2 was B2 dash. But now in the new equation where the load voltage is not the reference phasor, then we will have these equivalence between the A2 dash, B2 dash and their values. Now we substitute back into the previous equation, so it becomes A2 dash minus A1 BF plus J B2 dash minus B1 BF. The equation will be similar, this will be minus term, I think, plus term. Okay, it's not minus term here, this is plus term here, please correct this, I'm sorry, because it was plus only, beginning plus only. So this is plus B1 B2, so square real and imaginary parts and sum them, we will get BS square this side, and then we will get A2 dash square, A1 square, BF square, the minus 2 A1 A2 dash BF plus B2 dash square, then plus B1 square BF square minus 2 B1 B2 dash BF. So we will collect the coefficient of BF square and BF and the constant term. Then you see that this plus this becomes simply BF square, because E1 square plus B1 square equal to 1. So this is the BF square here. Okay, and then this is BF term. The BF term is with minus 2 common, A1 A2 dash here and B1 B2 dash here, then plus A2 dash square this term, and then plus B2 dash square and minus BS square. This is not F actually. Okay, this is BS square. This is quite generalized in nature, this equation, and we can solve for VF. Therefore, this equation can be written in the form of quadratic. A, let us say A is the coefficient of BF, so capital A BF square plus BF plus C equal to 0. And this can be solved simply from the equation using the solution from the quadratic, minus B plus minus B square minus 4AC by 2A. Okay, and as you can see from this equation that again there are three conditions. Okay, these conditions are: number one, whether B square is greater than 4AC, then there are two roots. This corresponds to two roots. There are two solutions because it has two roots. And then B square equal to 4AC, only one root. And when B square is less than 4AC, the roots are complex, and hence there is no physical solution of this equation. And these three cases corresponds to the previous graphical study when we said RS into I is less than CD1 implies two intersections, and these two intersections are basically equivalent to two solutions, which implies the condition when B square is greater than 4AC. And when RS into I equal to CD1, second condition, then only one intersection and therefore one solution, which correspond to the condition B square equal to 4AC. And the third one, when RS into IS is greater than CD1, no solution, and it implies that B square is less than 4AC, the roots are complex. So these three conditions in the graphical study corresponds to three conditions of the quadratic equation solutions. So it is possible to solve the value of BF depending upon the parameters of the system. Okay. Therefore, from this studies we come to know that we can solve for VF and we can check whether it exists or not, whether there is a two solutions or one solution. So once we know the value of Bf, then we can find out the value of Bf bar, which is nothing but Bf angle of Bf. What is the angle of Bf? Angle of Bf is nothing but the angle of IS plus 90 degree. And once I know this Bf, then I can find out the time domain of Bf as a function of time, root 2 into Vf into sine omega t plus angle of this Bf. And once I know this expression, then we can use inverter, any power circuit, to realize this voltage, to compensate the voltage. Okay. In the next class, I will take example of this concept and I will describe the transient operation of the DVR. What we have been discussing is about the steady state solution. Okay. But in case of transient, in case of the real time domain, how this scheme is implemented, that we will discuss in the next class.